Picture this. You've done everything right. You ran a session 0, you have the plot line, the stories, the villains, the factions all laid out. Session 1 goes incredible. Session 2, fantastic. Session 3 has got good energy, but it's starting to slow down. Session 4 is okay. And then slowly, without anyone formally announcing it dead, the campaign just sort of fizzles out, goes out on a whimper. Suddenly it's just a document on your Google Drive, full of hopes and dreams and unfulfillment. If this sounds familiar to you, you're not alone. I've been on both sides of the table, as a player who's watching this tragedy unfold, and as the DM who's white-knuckling trying to keep everything afloat. After over a decade of running the game, I think I've finally figured out why this happens. Today we're going to be talking about why your games die, and more importantly, we're going to be giving you 3 systems to help fix it. Hey everyone, welcome back to NatNone. My name is Napoleon, and I'm here to help you avoid rolling nat 1s above the table. If you're new here, thank you for finding us. Stick around. Before we get into it, this video isn't just for new DMs. If you've been running games for a few years, you're familiar with this cycle of games just dying out, and hopefully I'll have some insights in here that can help you out as well. Let's get into it. So first off, I think that there's a bit of a diagnostic issue when it comes to campaigns dying. Most of the campaigns aren't dying because you have a bad plot, or because you have one session that's off, or because, whatever reason it might be that you're attributing it to. Most sessions die out because the social structure isn't in place. We put an enormous amount of effort into the content of the games, the story, the monsters, the plot, the factions. We rarely devote that same energy to the container. And when a container cracks, all the contents spill out regardless of how good they were. So hopefully, as I break down these 3 main failure points for that container, I can give you some good systems to overcome those issues. The first place your game is likely to die out is even before you start playing. A hard truth that I've had to learn over years is that not playing the game is better than playing subpar Dungeons & Dragons. I know that's not what you want to hear when you're dying to play, and it's been a struggle to even find 3 or 4 people who'll say yes. But honestly, a bad, mismatched group is going to drain your energy and fun far faster than just longing to play is. Let me tell you a quick story about this. When I was doing my undergraduate, I had this massive epic of a campaign that I had planned out. I had a group that I thought was solid. We're talking fantastic, top tier group. The acting was incredible, the drama was there, the energy was incredible. We were having a good time. And yet, when summer came around, I got blindsided. I had no idea what was happening because half the members of the group left for the summer, others took jobs, and honestly, everything just fell apart in a way that I couldn't manage. The campaign died. The lesson there is that people going through a transitional period of life, expecting parents, college students, or someone changing jobs, is at a high risk of not being able to commit for a long time. You have to ask yourself honestly, is this someone who can stick around? You're not making a character judgment, you're just timing things properly. My second bit of advice here is that if you're playing with complete strangers, don't bring out your magnum opus. Don't bring out your main story campaign, the one you're really excited to tell. Start with a one-shot. That way you're going to learn a little bit more about how they play, how they handle challenges, how the group dynamics are going to work, whether or not you feel safe and comfortable with them as a group. Furthermore, I recommend meeting them in a public location, like a local game store. After the one shot, it's so much easier to cut someone out than if you had started this full-length story and then found out that you're really uncomfortable spending time with them. The second place that I see a lot of campaigns die is their structural backbone. We're going to look at 2 aspects of this. First off, scheduling. As a player, I've had over a dozen campaigns die out, both in person and online. And each and every one of them, it was for the same reason. There was not a consistent schedule. Every single session became a negotiation of, oh, when are you free? Oh, I could do next Thursday. Oh, I've got something booked next Thursday. It doesn't work out. Because everyone's availability was up in the air, the social energy just left. So here's the rule that I stick by. Have a weekly scheduled time. Same day, same place, always. And when real life strikes, you need to have a plan in place. I follow a simple quorum rule. If 3 or more of my players can make it, we hold the session as is, main story campaign, no problem. If less than 3 people in my group can make it, then we're going to keep that same energy and do something. We'll play board games or video games or watch a movie together. That way we don't completely lose the social infrastructure, because the moment you start canceling sessions, the game just starts to die. Your goal is to protect the social momentum of the group. As long as the calendar spot stays alive, the campaign is likely to as well. Now, as far as campaign structure and time go, I know so many of us were dreaming about that 5-year perfect story. The truth is that rarely is gonna happen. I love long campaigns. I've run several year-long campaigns before. However, that doesn't sell well to a busy adult who has a life and doesn't know if they're gonna be in the same apartment 3 years from now. So instead, I recommend pitching a 3 to 4 adventure arc. A shorter, month-long campaign is a much easier ask of someone. Plus, the narrative payoff of having a completed campaign with sequels is going to be much greater than a long campaign that dies out at the 6-month mark. The third place that I often see campaigns die is with player engagement. Rather than having a big catastrophic event, which I've seen before, don't get me wrong, most campaigns are going to just fizzle out because the players slowly get less and less engaged over time. They lose track of all of the different NPCs, they forget why they're in this city, and things just gradually fade away. So 2 quick solutions that I use to help overcome this issue. The first thing I do is I like to keep a campaign log. That way the players always are able to reference what has happened in the past and come up to speed before every session. Now, I don't take a ton of time to do it, maybe just 10-15 minutes after the session. I just type it up quick in a Google Doc. But that way players never have to sit there and think like, who's this one NPC? They have a reference document that they can come back and actually read through. And also, you don't have to do it yourself. You can delegate it to a player. In fact, player-led notes are probably going to be a lot better than anything you write as a dungeon master. Second, I also recommend that you foster some genuine friendship at the table. This is the most underrated piece of GM advice across all TTRPGs. You shouldn't just be playing with these people once a week and then forgetting that they exist. These people should become friends to you. I genuinely believe that a lot of players and dungeon masters forget this essential step. You can't count on people being so invested in your story that that keeps them at the table alone. They have to actually have a good social experience there at the table. For example, during a recent session 0, I quickly busted out a game of Munchkin and we played some exploding kittens. And even though it wasn't related to the campaign itself, we were able to bond as a group and have fun together. It gets people laughing, trash talking, and suddenly they're great friends. Now, between sessions, you can keep that same energy up. Check in with the players, invite them over for other types of game nights, or if a session ends a little bit early, crack out the boomerang foo or the ultimate chicken horse. Sometimes the best thing for you to do is to just keep the social energy going and making sure that everyone's just vibing, having a great time. Your social glue matters as much as the story glue. And just a final bit of advice, and this one I stole from Professor Dungeon Master, so credit to him. Never save your good stuff for the next session. I've learned this the hardest way, you guys. So many times I'd want to plan out this amazing plot twist down the road, and maybe a session sort of peters out because it doesn't do what I want it to do. Bring out the best stuff this session right now. Always make every session the best possible for your players. You don't want them thinking, why did I come to this session? We didn't do anything, we just shopped the whole time. No, you want it to be exciting, narratively engaging, and fun every time. And I'm guilty of this. I've had games where I wanted this big, long payoff after several sessions, and the sessions leading up to it just weren't as fun as they should have been. We can do better, so eliminate your filler episodes and get to the good stuff right away. Okay, so let me give you just a quick checklist to go over everything we've just talked about. First off, for group formation, filter out your players. Run a one-shot first. Be honest about whether or not your players are in a stable spot in life where they can commit to a game. And remember that no game beats a bad game. For structure, lock in the same time every week. Establish what your attendance rule is before you ever need to use it. And lastly, pitch shorter arcs. Earn the long campaign. For engagement, you'll want to keep a campaign log after every session. Become genuine friends with the people around the table. Never hoard your best moments for later in the game. And lastly, keep your players hungry between sessions. So here's the thing. Most campaigns aren't dying because of failure of creativity. They're dying because of a failure of design. If this video helped you, drop it in the comments. I want to know if you've been using any of these strategies before and if they've been helpful. If you have a good war story about a campaign that's gone very wrong, also let me know. I'd love to read through that too. Like and subscribe if you want to see more of this kind of content. I'll see you at the next session. Thanks so much. Man, I'm out of sorts, you guys. I'm wearing this shirt. I've been helping my wife set up for a fundraiser dinner and I am exhausted and very warm.